Welcome back to the Eredivisie review and to the game of the weekend at the Kuip, where Feyenoord opened up the title race a little wider by beating PSV and put themselves back in the hunt in the process. Welcome revenge after defeats in League and Cup to PSV already this season. Bruno Martins' Indy's foray forward, indicative of a good open game. With just one win against a fellow top six side this season and a surprise loss to Zwolle last time out, Feyenoord had their title credentials questioned. But in the cauldron of noise of their home stadium, they're a different prospect. Unbeaten at the Kuip in the last 22 matches. They almost fell behind here though, as their fans howled their disapproval at not getting a free kick. Tim Matavs denied by the faintest of touches from keeper Erwin Mulder. Lex Immers, the man falling crumpled to the ground after this challenge with Dries Mertens. There was plenty of fire and commitment, but in the early stages at least, not a great amount of quality in front of goal. Youngster Jean-Paul Bertius again wild with the finish. With just one defeat in their previous 12 games in all competitions, PSV seemed to settle quicker. And Feyenoord suffered their first blow when Martins Indy pulled up with a thigh injury here, closely followed by another painful collision. Jetro Willems with Daryl Janmaat. Martins Indy was the more worrying at the time. The defender stretchered off and replaced by Mikkel Nellum. But the injury isn't as bad as was first feared. Bertius, meanwhile, had settled down and was relishing the contest with Mathias Jørgensen, PSV's stand-in right-back. With Mark van Bommel also suspended, PSV's midfield had newest recruit Oscar Hiljemark back in it, with Tim Matavs restored up front, and he had a big hand in the opener as Feyenoord gave up a strong attacking position to concede first. Georgina Wijnaldum forcing a big mistake from Jordi Klaasie, the touch from Lens crucial, and Matavs then set up the winger for his 9th of the season. More importantly in terms of milestones, this was his 50th Eredivisie goal. A rare mistake from the young Feyenoord midfielder. Although they were ahead, PSV weren't on top for long. The goal serving as a decent wake-up call for the hosts, who had their best chance through top scorer Graziano Pelle. The Italian chipping just over. De Kalverkaas already won the title with PSV in his first spell, as has Ronald Koeman, the Feyenoord manager. And this win put the hosts just 3 points behind the leaders. Lex Immers going close before half-time. But it was PSV who headed in with their noses in front. Advocaat still chose to beef up the midfield at the break though, bringing Orlando Engelaar in for Matavs, a little general moving Lens to the striker's role. But it was Feyenoord who bossed the second half, and they struck early on. Mertens losing the ball upfield, and Klaasie making amends for his role in PSV's goal. A slide rule pass for Ruben Schaken. Brilliant strength from the winger to score. Holding off Marcelo and chipping it over Boy Varteman. Goals change games, of course, and this one certainly did for the home side, but it also almost produced an immediate response. Mertens looking for his 50th Eredivisie goal, denied by Mulder. That apart, Feyenoord looked the only side likely to win it. Immers and Pelle suddenly found the same wavelength, combining well and testing Waterman. Even the 50-50s were going their way, so much so that Janmaat's challenge here almost resulted in a goal. The keeper forced to turn it over. And the corner, albeit indirectly, did lead to a goal. The winner for Pelle, who is already a hero here for his exploits this season, principally his last-minute equaliser against Ajax. This one made it 5 in his last 5 games. And it secured a huge win, particularly with Ajax and Twente both dropping points. No more goals, but plenty more entertainment for the home fans, as another young star, Tony Vilhena, threatened to extend the lead further. And with better decision-making, it could have been 3 or 4. Goal difference could still prove crucial with one of the tightest title races in Europe on the cards. National boss Louis van Gaal among those in the crowd. PSV's final attempt at goal was greeted with both jeers and cheers, but not as big as those at the final whistle, as Feyenoord made it 23 unbeaten here since November 2011. NEC, who last beat them here, are up next. PSV go to Zwolle in the Cup semi-finals. That wasn't the end of the drama, though, as Lens confronted Joris Matthijssen in the tunnel after the game, sparking a fracas involving players and coaching.